Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Sunday, July the 9th. The year is 2023. Let's talk trading. Weekly open and gap. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And as always, make sure your risk management is in place so you don't lose any more on any one single trade than you are willing to lose. Okay, let's take a quick look here. We put in a new high for the year by 1 pip last week, and we are now 36 pips off of that high. For the week, pound gap down, filled the gap. In fact, according to the dashboard, all pairs have filled the weekly open gap. Looking here, you can see let me go back here now. There we go. We are putting in the opening range for the week. We're above the opening range for the month. For the year, 724 above the open and 1,011 pips above the low. And we're 14.5 pips off of that daily open right now, or below the daily open. As you can see here, we tested that weekly inside bar high today, didn't hold above it. It's now coming out of that wick zone from the previous day, which was Friday's session. 24 pips below that inside bar. Now we had an inside bar in the daily 3 days ago, and we're way above that at 78 pips at the moment. And we are a little over 7.5 hours into the trading day, and as you can see, no pairs over 100 pips in range so far today. Buy zone triggered for long. Hopefully you took your profit. Then we got a short coming across that daily weekly open today, and you can see here we're going down. The current H1 is green after 4 red H1s in a row. Only 32 pips of range, not enough for the rats. Okay, we're heading towards that daily pivot. Bambino flex indicator says go long. Near R1 go short. Near the pivot go long. Near S1 go long. So let's see if we take out that daily pivot. Daily pivot's at 1.2801. Weekly at 1.2778. And the monthly's at 1.2638. So we've got some missed pivots so far that need to be taken out. As I showed earlier, in and out of that upper wick zone. Only 33 pips of range so far this week, so we're just getting started here. Last week was a slight improvement over the previous 2 weeks. We didn't break out of the, we did break out last week. We haven't broken out this week yet. Just have to wait and see what happens. And on the simple price action chart, you can see we're just going to look for the psychological numbers here. Does it hit 25 or 00? We've got that pivot, which is a magnet. Seems like it should pull price down. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Now, I had a trader ask me a couple of questions. I had mentioned in a video about trading the H4 And they also wanted to know a few things about let's see. They left something in the comments. I'm going to see if I can find them. Okay. They first asked about the wicks. It says, when I say covered, can you please clarify that the wicks are included? No, the wicks are not included. So usually I talk about cover on the M30. And what I mean is that this is the candle that needs to be covered by this candle. So if the high of this candle is above the top of this candle and the low of this candle is below the bottom of this candle, I consider that this candle got covered. So it's the high of the current candle, or it's the high of the candle you're looking at versus the top of the candle right before it, or the previous candle, and then the low of the candle you're looking at versus the bottom of the candle of the previous candle. And then they asked me about, so when I include the H4 OHLC, how am I trading it? Oh, the H4, that's really simple. All you're doing is trading, all I'm doing is just trading out of the wick zones on H4. Once again, if you look at the chart here, especially during the London, New York session, you'll see you have a lot of action. During the Asian session, not so much. So you can see here, if we go back, so here's the Asian session, and you see London. London broke out of here. This one didn't break out. The next one broke out. This one didn't. This one didn't. Then you see here, during the New York session, or once again, London again, right here, see a nice breakout. And see, actually, that was on the 4th. And then you come to the 5th, and you see there's a break of the high there, break of the high there, break of the low here. Not much of a break. There was a break, nice break here. See a huge break here, a nice break here. So just trading in and out of the wick zones. That's basically trading out of the previous H4 wick zone. Real simple. And then they asked me about the 3-ball 50% retrace. So usually I'm looking on M1 for that, but you can look on other time periods if you want. So right here from 3-ball to 3-ball, that's the range. And usually price will come back to the 50% line, which on my chart is this gray line. And so you can see here it went 3-ball to 3-ball. So place your bets. Price came back to the 50% line. That's what I'm talking about. And, you know, it's one of these hindsight things. Here again, from here to here, it's easy to see it came back to the halfway point. From this one to this one, I can't tell if that's halfway or not, but from here to here, you see it broke through the halfway. From here to here, obviously it went through the halfway. From here to here, obviously it went through the halfway. So it's just something that you have to be really patient, have to have your money management, risk management in place, and, you know, trade accordingly. It's not really anything that, what should I say, that complicated, that complex. It's just something you can just see, you can just observe it. But the thing is, you have to have patience, and you have to trust the method. Now, the thing is, yeah, these 3-ball moves. So for example, this was probably a 3-ball. Then it came back a little, then it pushed down lower. and then it came back here. So once again, when you start out, maybe you don't put on a full, your full trade. Let's say you normally trade a lot. Well, meaning one lot, okay? $10 a pip. So maybe when you try this out, instead of trading $10 a pip, maybe you try $1 a pip. And then that way, if it does this, you say, okay, so you go in for $1 here, you go in for $1 here, so now you got $2 riding. And then when it comes up, and then once you get the hang of it, then you can place your trades accordingly. Now, you would probably say, well, where would I put my stop? Well, remember how we calculate stop loss. There's two ways we do it. And so if we go back to the chart, where is it? Back to our risk management. The stop loss is a function of risk and position size, or the position size is a function of risk and the stop loss. So once again, let's say you normally trade $10 a trade, and you're going to risk $100. $10 a lot. You're trading one lot. You want to risk $100. So you got a stop loss 10 pips away. Okay. That's how that works. So if your risk is $100 and you put on a $1 trade, then you've got $100 stop loss. Then if it goes against you and you add in, now you've got $2. Well, now you have to see at what point would I lose $100, and that's where you draw the line. And if you go in a third time, then you go, okay, at what point would I, where do I draw the line so I don't lose more than $100? And that's just pure money management. It's got nothing to do with the chart. That's just pure money management. So that's how you would play this for your stop loss. You wouldn't be looking on the chart to say, okay, if it reaches a certain point, I exit, because you don't know what that point, where that turning point could be. But you can see here, maybe this was a 3-ball. Then it went up, but then it went down. Okay. And then it came back up. So the thing is, you can see here, it's already done the 50% retrace. So now it's coming down, puts in a new down. So that now it needs to go up to make a 3-ball, because there is no 3-ball it's already retraced off of that 3-ball. Now you could say, well, hey, there's a 2-ball here. Maybe it'll retrace 50% to that 2-ball. And it looks like it just about did. So that's just another way to play it. So I hope that answers your questions about that. If not, feel free to ask again. So we are in the second trading week of the month. I hope you're having a profitable month so far. I'm going to wish you a profitable week, and hope you had a fun and safe weekend. And feel free, traders, to ask questions, but the better the question you ask, the better the answer I can give. So hopefully you may have picked up a tip or two today. Sure hope so. And hey, if anybody out there hasn't joined my Reddit thread and you use Reddit, do me a favor, because I'm like right at 49, and I think something good happens if I hit 50 on Reddit. So maybe if somebody could join up there, but it's really not all that important. But it's just kind of fun to do those things. So fellow traders, when you sit down to trade, always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.